We're here today with Hugh Allen of Hugh Allen and the Renegades.
Absolutely. How you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. This is the first episode with the first featured band of the week, and you get the honor.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm honored.
We're going to ask you a few questions and see if y'all like it. And if you do, make sure you tell your friends.
That's right. Get it out there on social media. This is a good show.
We're back with Hugh Allen, the Hugh Allen and Renegades, and we're going to start asking Hugh some questions about local music and his band.
All right. Sounds good.
Pop us off one, Jesse.
All right, Hugh, can you introduce yourself and tell us who all's in your band?
Absolutely. My name is Hugh Allen. I am the lead singer and the front man for Hugh Allen and the Long Haul Renegades. And my band members, my bass guitarist is Ike Evans, phenomenal guy. My rhythm guitarist is Mr. Gary Rose. My lead is Mr. Tim Stennett, and my drummer is Mr. David Dalton.
David Dalton.
Yes.
All right.
I met Tim at a show we done together, and I like the way he's got the original old feel.
Yeah, he
country
does.
Guitar.
Yes, he does, and he is. When it comes to the old classic country and the southern rock, oh, he can wail on the guitar. He is just phenomenal.
And he's not doing it fancy either. He don't have 7,000 pedals in front of
No.
him. It's just him, a guitar, and a amp.
That's it. That's all he needs. I mean, that's just his comfort zone when he's up on that stage, and it's just him, and he gets into that groove of that music that he loves. That's all he needs. And he, we've asked him if he's wanted pedals and wanted all that top-notch gear. No, all he wants is his guitar and his amp.
Well, that's just his signature.
That's exactly right.
He's not trying to copy nobody. He's just playing.
Oh yeah, and he loves to do it.
I met Gary at that show too.
Yes.
And Gary helps along with the vocals too some.
Yes, he does. He's actually we've implemented Southern rock more into our band. As you all well know, that we are dubbed an outlaw country.
Yeah.
But we are trying to transition that now to where instead of us being classified as an outlaw country band, we're going to be dubbed as an outlaw music band. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to implement more your older Southern rock, such as your Leonard Skinner, your Bob Seger, your Foghat, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And Gary is very knowledgeable and experienced in that department of music of the Southern rock. And he's an exceptional singer, and he knows a lot of the songs. So we're starting to bring him forward as a singer along with me into the band so that people can get a good variety of music and get a good feel of what we're trying to do. So he is a very valuable asset to this band.
That's good. That's good. Now, I've not met the bass player,
Mr. Ike Evans. He's an exceptional bass player. Can't really remember all the bands that he's been in, but I do know one right off the top of my head that everybody should be aware of, and it was a band called Breaking Down.
Yes, yeah.
He used to be the bass player of Breaking Down. He actually helped start that band, and they were going strong for several years, from what I understand. Not really sure what happened, but yes, he is a great bass player. He's also very knowledgeable in the business aspect of the industry of music, and he is phenomenal when it comes to negotiating and talking business, with venues and managers and producers. And also a very valuable asset to this band. Exceptional guy. Great to have him.
I understand you had a change at drummer.
Yeah, we did.
Recently too.
Yes, we did. We incorporated and hired a guy named David Dalton. He is a studio drummer in the Chattanooga area. Mm-hmm. He's been doing mainly studio work most of his career. He's played in a few bands here and there, but for the most part, he's mainly a studio drummer. He's done a lot of studio work for Mike Hedrick, the studio down in Jasper, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. He's done some studio work for a lot of the studios around in this area. And we incorporated him, and he's been a very valuable asset. He is helping us progress in our success. So we're very, very grateful to have him as well.
Good. So.
All right, so tell us, what makes Hugh Allen and the Renegades Hugh Allen and the Renegades?
The attitude. The attitude that we have. We're not just a band, we're family. We consider all musicians family. We consider fans family. We consider anybody involved as family. We treat everyone with respect. We don't go around thinking or with the attitude that we're a better band than anybody else. We're not trying to be a better band than anyone else. It's just we get up there and we have fun. I mean, that is our signature. We have fun, we laugh, we cut up, we interact with everybody. And we try to give people the music that they want to hear. You don't hear a lot of your old outlaw country music. You don't hear a lot of southern rock, well, you do, but you don't.
Right.
And people really love that. It's all about the attitude. When we get up on that stage, we're wanting the fans and the people to come see us to feel what we're doing. We want them to love us, and the only way to do that is to show them that we love them, and that we love other musicians and other bands. I mean, we're always going to see other bands. I mean, just last weekend I went and seen No One Special, exceptional band. Awesome band. I support them, and I support a lot of other bands. You guys as well. And that's what it's all about. We're not in competition with each other. We're all musicians. We're a family, and that's the way it should be. And that's what makes us stand out a lot more than the rest, I would believe, is the fact that we do, just that. We let everybody know, hey, we're not just a band. We're your family.
Exactly. Right. I noticed if a band can get up, whether you're playing to 20 people or 200, if the band's having fun, then the crowd generally, they're having fun.
Exactly.
And I think that some bands, they have issues where they just don't have fun playing together.
Yeah.
And it makes it tough.
And people can pick up on that.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen a band, in which we all have, when you go to a venue and you sit down and you watch the band, you want to see that band having fun. You don't want to see a band that's so technical and so serious to where they're not interacting with the crowd, because it just gives you that vibe like, okay, I want to have fun. But if you go see a band and you see the guys smiling and they're laughing and they're cutting up and they're getting along with each other and they're getting along with the fans and they're, throwing jokes out and making the fans feel like they want to be there, then yes, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Makes it fun.
It makes it fun.
Makes it fun.
All right. So when did your band form?
We formed actually in December of last year. We actually didn't start getting serious until around about February of this year, actually. So I would say we've been about it 10 months. 10 months. We've been going strong for about 10 months now.
Alrighty, that's awesome. So, what are some of your musical influences?
Well, let's see here. Got a long list.
That's tough.
That's a tough question. My number one influence would be Waylon Jennings.
A true great.
Yes, a
Absolutely.
very true legend. George Jones, Keith Whitley, Merle Haggard, Jamie Johnson, Chris Stapleton, Tom Petty, Leonard Skinner. And that's just to name a few. I mean, I could go down a list of different ones, but if I had to make a main list, those would be the ones I would start off with.
Well, that's kind of a great list.
Really
Yeah,
good
it
list. So, what is some of your favorite activities to do when you're not playing music?
Oh, well, I like to hang out with my son. My 15-year-old, him and I are like best friends. I mean, we like to go walking in the woods. I mean, him and I are, video game fanatics, so him and I will sit and play video games at the house. And I like to go watch movies. I'm a big horror fanatic, so I mean anything
Yeah,
horror,
me too.
anything scary. The more blood and guts, the better I am.
Oh, yeah.
So I like to do that, and there again, I like to go support other bands. If I'm off on a weekend, I want to go see others play. I enjoy music. And I want to go see other bands play.
Right.
And so pretty much that's it, other than working. I drive an 18-wheeler for a living, so, when I'm not working, I'm either at home doing it with my, doing things with my son or going to listen to other bands play.
Sounds great. Sounds great. So, we all know that you probably have one, like all of us do. What would you say is your most embarrassing moment, whether it was playing music or just out anywhere else?
My most embarrassing moment. Well, let's see.
That you want to take.
Yeah, that you want.
Let's see here. Well,
I've got a bunch. There's no way.
yeah, I got a
I'm gonna
bunch
speak.
that I'm not going to speak of.
Exactly.
Wow, that's an interesting question.
You do one. I'm gonna give you one of mine.
Okay, all right, deal. That's a deal. We shake them. I'm probably going to say one of my most embarrassing moments is I was on stage one night and was sitting there singing a song, and big crowd in front of me, and I'm really getting into the music, and and I'm sitting there dancing, and I went to go bend down, to squat down, and as soon as I did, the front of my pants ripped.
Oh no!
In front of everybody in the middle of a show, and I had no other pants to put on, so I had to get on stage and continue the show with a big rip right in front of me, and I'm trying to stand behind the music stand because I had a stand in front of me, and I'm trying to stay behind it to keep the crowd. But, it didn't work because people started taking notice and, hey, your pants is ripped. It's not one of them kind of moments that you want to.
Exactly.
Just kind of lower your guitar strings.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of get off stage and go, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for coming out. We have technical difficulties. We're going to have to finish the show.
Do you keep an extra pair of pants in the
Now I
There you go. There you go.
Never hurts to have extras.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I always carry an extra pair of pants. So at that moment, I will carry an extra pair of pants.
Well, mine's a little different. I was 12 or 13 years old, and I was just learning to play a banjo. And I'd gotten just good enough. I'm not going to say I was good, but just good enough that they pulled me on stage at a place. It was called Bradbury Community Center. Mm-hmm. And every third Saturday of the month, they'd have a bluegrass show. So I was like, okay, great. But I was so short, I had to mic the banjo, I had to sit on a stool, which is no big deal. So I'm sitting there playing, and it's coming up to my little banjo break. And I got so zoned out, I'm sitting here playing, and my mouth's open. And I'm playing, I'm doing good, and just a wad of drool comes out of my mouth and runs down my banjo. Now, there's 100 people out here listening, and I'm up here drooling on myself. I felt so bad. And to this day, I still, when I think about that, I get a little in my stomach. Oh.
That would be, I can see where that would be an embarrassing moment.
I was a little embarrassed. And here I'm trying to, a banjo's got holes in it. And of course the drool goes down in it. It's not my banjo. It's some guy's $2,000 banjo that he's let me use, and it just runs right down in the hole. I felt so bad, and of course you heard people in the crowd that did see it went, So that made it that much better. Right. That much better. I'm gonna ask you a question, and it's one of the more important ones. In your opinion, what is the state of local music in our area right now?
In my opinion, the state of local music in this area right now, I would say as far as talent is concerned, we have a lot of talent in this area. The problem that I am seeing is that there are not enough places for us to be able to play and express that talent. The venues are getting slim, and it's ridiculous. There should be more. I mean, there should be more places for us to play, and do
you think it's because maybe, and I'm not saying it as necessarily as it is. This is the reason, but could it be that people are not getting out and watching the local, or is
It could be, yes. A lot of people don't go and see local music as much as they used to anymore, and I'm not sure why. I would rather, what's $5? Most of your places all around the country, I've even got contacts in Texas, where a lot of musicians are going, and even in Texas, I mean, it's only costs $5 to get into a show. For $5, you get 4 hours worth of entertainment.
Exactly.
I mean, what's $5?
Exactly. We're in our family. There's basically two bands that we can all agree on. Mm-hmm. One is Blackberry Smoke. One is the Foo Fighters.
3 days. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, 3 days we're going to see the Foo Fighters in Austin, and then we didn't get the best seats in the house, but it cost us $450 for 4 tickets.
Oh my God!
Now, what's $5?
Yeah, exactly. What's $5?
What's $5?
And and I'm not taking anything away from the big name artists out there. If they're out there for a reason.
Yeah.
Their music is good. And it goes to whoever you are. It goes to your preference. Just depending on what kind of music you like. But you have a lot of big name artists out there who are making $100 a ticket, who were nowhere near as good as these local bands.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly.
And I won't name any names, but I've been to a lot of concerts in my day. Okay? One in particular, a lot of people know, and there again, I won't say the name, but I went to go see this band. I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't believe it. They're here in town. Oh my God, I got to go see them. So I spent my $50 for the ticket, and I'm going,
which is even more than.
Yeah. I'm going, yes, I'm going to go see this band. And I was so excited. And I was like, yeah, all my friends are, they're going to be envious of me because I went and seen this band. $50 for a ticket, 2-hour show. Went and I could not even understand the singer.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was extremely disappointed. And I was like, I paid $50 to go see this band. Mm-hmm. Who technically didn't start when they were supposed to have started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In an auditorium. They played for, between the talking and the break that they took, technically they played for literally an hour and 15 minutes of music. The rest was talking and taking a break and, tuning the guitar, whatever, which, that's fine. But I paid $50 to see this well-known band, worldwide known. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even understand what they were singing. I couldn't get into the music because it was garbled. It was nothing but a bunch of noise.
Exactly.
And I was disappointed.
And I think that's the reason even the bigger names, they're not pulling the shows they used to pull.
No, they're not.
And I come up during the hair band times, the arena rock.
That was me.
Spandex, big hair.
Yep.
And you would spend, and we were poor. Shoot, I'm still poor, but I mean, we were really, really poor. And
Exactly.
if I got to go to a show, somebody in my house went without something.
Yeah.
Just so I could go. Well, with the cost of everything, and it's rising. PA stuff, guitars, pedals.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
Yes.
mic stands are $50 anymore. Something all it does is just hold your mic up for you.
Exactly. Well, cables. Mic cables.
Cables.
Just a cable to hook your mic up to a PA is $20.
Always having to buy cables too.
Oh
so.
yes.
Somebody's going to step on it, or they pull it too hard, it messes it up. There you go. And the cheap cables are $20.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily going to.
It might last you a show or two, but
Exactly.
Get by.
But in saying all that, and then all the rehearsal time, the getting ready, is it still worth it to do it?
Absolutely. It's, to me, it's worth it because I'll tell you a story real quick. Just last weekend, we did a show at the Log Yard, and we have an original song. And I performed that song, and it's a song that, gives tribute to the Native American Indians, the Cherokees mainly of eastern Tennessee. And, before we play that song, I always announce what it is and what the song's about, and I ask if there's any Native Americans in the audience. And there was a gentleman that stood up and he goes, "Yes, I am. I'm 90% Cherokee," you know. And I said, "Well, this song is for you." And we performed the song, and we got done with it. And I looked over, and this man had tears running down his face. And he walks over to me, and literally just grabs me and hugs my neck, and with tears in his face, he said, "Thank you so much for doing that song. In my 20 years, I've never heard someone give recognition and tribute to my people." That's what makes it worth it. You know, that's what is the passion, the heart, and the soul that you throw out to the people and that you receive back. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're playing in front of 5 people or you're playing in front of 500 people. If you can make one person smile, or even shed a tear over something that you're doing, you know, singing a song that they know, that brings back a memory of something, maybe a mother or father that's passed away. You know, if you can touch them with your music and grab them and you know, have them enjoy what you just did, that's what makes it worth it.
That's true. That's dead on.
I think so too.
What can we do as musicians and local bands to make it better?
We need to band together and help each other. Bottom line, we need to put differences aside and quit trying to compete with each other. You know, you don't see, you see NASCAR. Let's use that as an example. You have a lot of race car drivers. They're out on the track. Obviously, they're competing on the track. But when it's all said and done, they're helping each other. You know, if something goes wrong, they've got each other's back. You know, they're brothers. You know, they're sisters. They're family. That's what musicians need to be. We need to be brothers, sisters. We need to be a family. We don't need to be competing with each other. There's plenty out there to go around for all of us. Mm-hmm. We need to band together and help each other out. If there's local bands that are just starting out, we need to help them. Yeah. You know, we don't need to think of ourselves, because when it's all said and done, we were there too. You know, we all started out. We were that band that were sitting in a garage and tried to come out and get people to help us to succeed. You know, now that we're out there, and we need to help other bands as well as each other. Exactly. Whether you've been in this for 20 years, whether you've been the same band for 20 years or 30 years, help each other.
Exactly.
You know, because none of us are better than anybody else.
Exactly. We were lucky in the sense that I played in a band before with a fellow, Robbie Griffin, and we played, you know, years back, and then he was in X60, and we were young, and when I mean young, my bass player was like 14, 15 years old, and my drummer was like, you know, 15, 16 years old, you know, and we were rehearsing in the basement, but you lose a lot of drive if you don't get out and play a little bit. And I called him up and I asked him, I said, could we open for you one night, you know? Mm-hmm. And luckily enough, he said, yeah, and we got to go out. Well, when we done one set, you know, the youth in the band had never played, you know, with nobody, you know, or in front of anybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, it was a natural high.
Oh yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Instantly, when we got back to the next rehearsal, it was time to get serious and put that song list together.
That's right.
And you know, that give them a little experience, and then it, you know, it put a little more drive in them too.
That's right.
And you know, I know that some of the elder bands around here should help.
And they
do. help do that. Some do, you know.
Yeah, they do. Some do, but then there's some that don't.
You know, there's some that's kind of the competition in it. That
yeah.
Nobody can play every venue every night.
No, they can't.
So there has to be more than one.
Exactly. No, they can't. And you know, like I said, it's a brotherhood. We're all brothers. You know, we need to be family. You know, we need to be helping each other out. You know, even if you have two experienced bands, if one band says, "Hey, man, you know, I seen something that you did on stage. Don't take this wrong, but can you change it a little bit?" You know, mm-hmm. And then that's helping. You know, that's, you know, if you see, if you hear
a venue somewhere, if you're out and about somewhere like at Walmart and you hear, hey, I wished I had a band that could play such and such date, and you can't play, but you know of a band, you know, just because they're, you know, not experienced or whatever, throw them that direction. You know, help bands out. You know, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
We're all doing it for the same purpose, and it's the passion, the love, the heart and the soul of it.
Yeah. I see some young bands too that doesn't understand how to, you know, get their PA sound, or just not experienced about it. And I learned it the hard way, and I'm sure I don't do it right. I know I don't. But we get a good sound with it, and that's kind of why we do the little gear reviews, or try to explain how to get a little different, you know, different sound on a cheap, because it's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy expensive.
Very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that hurts some bands too.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, if I'm sitting somewhere and I'm listening to a band, if I hear something coming through the speakers, I'm going to go say something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go, hey, guys, you know, I hear a little buzz.
Yeah.
You know, or hey, guys, you know, I can't hear your guitar. Can you cut it up a little bit? You know, that's what we need to be doing. Rather than
sometimes it's something as simple as, hey, you're just too loud.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, my old man used to tell me all the time growing up, hey, let's turn this down where we can all hear it.
Yeah.
He used to drive me insane.
Yeah.
But, you know, getting older, I understand it. You know, if it's too loud, it's either one, hurting people's ears and they're going to get up and leave,
Yep.
or it's distorting out so much you're not getting the true what the band sounds like.
Exactly. You know, and there again, we need to help each other. The only way we're all going to be the best we can be and be successful in this area, you know, we need to help each other.
That's it.
I mean, it don't matter how big you think you are. It doesn't matter how well known you are. You know, the bottom line is in order for you to be successful, you have to have people that want you to be successful, and you know, helping others become successful is people see that, and the more apt you are to show people that, hey, I'm willing to help, it's going to help you be successful in the long run.
Well, now it's time. We're going to have a little fun.
Oh boy.
We're going to do a little lightning round.
All right.
Throw you some oddball questions and
You got it.
See what happens.
All right, so I'm going to ask you these 5 questions. You got to try to answer them as fast as you can.
I'll try.
Alrighty. Least favorite food?
Cornbread.
Stop. Stop. You can't live in the South and say that. I know you're not. It's not a right or wrong question, but that was wrong.
You got to understand that growing up, my father eat cornbread, and he eat it for lunch and breakfast and supper, and I was forced to eat it 7 days a week, so I grew to hate it. So yes, I hate cornbread, but I'm from the South, I promise you.
It's like saying you hate Dr. Pepper. You can't just... Alright, so, favorite movie?
Favorite movie would be Saw.
Alright.
I want to play a game.
Favorite meal?
Would be steak and shrimp.
Favorite Saturday morning cartoon growing up?
Growing up, I would probably have to say Bugs Bunny, but now I do have a cartoon that I love right now, and that's called SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob.
It's been a great cartoon forever.
Oh, God, yes.
Forever.
The older ones, though. The new ones, they're not as good, but the older ones are
No,
where it's at. The bad quality cartoon, like, that's the best one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, Foghorn Leghorn was the best. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I love Foghorn.
Looney Tunes were just the best, period.
Alright. Can you name all 5 members of the Spice Girls?
I sure can. Are you ready?
Yes.
Salt, pepper, onion, garlic, and paprika.
Close enough.
All right.
We're going to come back to you in a minute. Me and Hugh and Jesse, we're going to play a little song. And anyway, if you want to be on the show, hit us up. Social media, comment here. Get a hold of Hugh, get a hold of me, get a hold of Jesse. It doesn't matter. Get a hold of somebody.
Yep.
We'll have you guys on the show. If you like it, subscribe, like, all that crap. You know how the YouTube works.
Yep, you know what to do.
Thank you, Hugh.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with you in a minute.
Mama, take this badge from me. I can't can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah. Mama, take these guns from me. I can't shoot them anymore. That cold black cloud is coming down. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Matt.
coming out.
Thank you.
Make sure you go check out Hugh Allen and the Long Haul Renegades.
Absolutely.
Look around, get on their Facebook, their website, and all of it. Go see them. If you can't make it to their show, go see some local music.
Exactly. See the local music. Support your local music scene.
All right, till next time.
Till next time.
Keep the music loud.